G'day everyone, welcome to the Weekly Bees. James Beazley, the Managing Director of Six Group. Across the last couple of weeks I've been talking about individual capability, and I talked about predictable project delivery performance, and then with both of those I showed you a formula, and within that formula we talked about this thing called context. So today I'm going to talk to you about context, because the context, the playing field, keeps changing. Yeah, and whenever we move the goalposts, that's when we move the context. And once we move the context, that then creates the playing field where we have to look at different capabilities across the organisation of individuals, of cohorts, and what we're doing. But what does that mean for an organisation in terms of initiative overload? So I wanted to show you something here about the challenge of context in transformational change. I love drawing. This is current state of the company, where you're going, but you're wanting to do a transformational change, mainly because you're wanting to increase performance and everything. So what it is the rate of change is up there. Yeah, you want to get to. The issue companies do is that they look at that and then all of a sudden they realise they're adding more and more initiatives to what they're doing, which is changing the context all the time. Particularly when we're talking about digital economy and digital initiatives. And what you find is that many leaders don't realise how many initiatives they're putting onto the organisation to actually facilitate this change. And before you know it, you have so many initiatives that the organisation is overloaded. And let me demonstrate. At the moment, that's your delta of change, yeah, which is something you could probably cope with. But because you keep on putting more initiatives on there because you think it's going to make the company more efficient, it's going to be better. So it could be a pool replenishment program within contracts and procurement, so that you've constantly got spare parts there. That's one project. Then you've got a digital project around customer service. Then you've got another project that you want to put on, which is Salesforce.com. Then you want to do another ERP implementation. Before you know it, you've got that one there, then you've got that one there, and then you've got that one there, and you've got that one there. And each time you do, the gap between the current state and where you've got to get to increases and gets bigger and bigger and further apart. And because of that, your context is getting far more complicated. So what do? Well, the problem is most organisations then struggle to kill which initiative. So again, it's coming back to my thing I spoke about 2 weeks ago, the collective intent. What is the collective intent in terms of what we're going to be? And it's got to be rock solid on what is the strategy and what are the outcomes. And so being unaware of the cumulative impact or unwilling to part with, say, pet projects and other little initiatives just pile more and more on, expecting managers in the organisation to then absorb it. So that's the problem. What are the consequences of that? Well, failing to cut projects that don't pull their weight and get you focused on that collective intent and that ultimate North Star, well, that really can lead to severe overload. You then have productivity problems, you have cost overruns, and more importantly, retention tends to suffer as a result. So your actual people get burnt out. So what's the solution? I think the solution really is understanding the root causes of how this happens, this initiative overload. And that's where leaders need to learn how to better diagnose the risks in their organisation, and therefore making smarter decisions and knowing what to kill, when to kill it, and recognising that that initiative is not actually going to help us get closer to that ultimate goal. And follow through by making sure that you're allocating the right capable talent and resources with discipline, a disciplined, rigorous focus on how we're going to ensure that we get predictable performance delivery, or predictable delivery performance. That's it on the Weekly Bees. Thank you very much. We'd love to hear your comments. This is about context. Make sure you get your context absolutely rock solid. Know what your playing field is and stick your goalposts in and keep them there. That way it'll give you the opportunity to know what to eat and what to kill. Thanks very much.